Good morning. This is JC with your tip of the day. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a timetable. Most new salesmen, especially the newer guys, have trouble knowing how much time to spend doing certain things, so they get lost in the process. So what I did was I made a little chart for you to kind of give you a overall breakdown, a timetable, if you will, something you can follow that'll help you kind of stay on course. So the reason we have an upside down pyramid here is to kind of give you a mental picture as to how much time you should spend doing any given thing. So the majority of your time, I would say about 40% of your time with the customer should be spent on counseling. Counseling is talking about their needs assessment, what brings them in, what's got them in the market for a car. Did they total a car? Did they sell a car? Was a car stolen? Did their car break down, or did they just need to add a car because maybe there's a new member of the family that's starting to drive? Whatever the case may be, you want to spend about 40% of your time counseling with them, getting to know them, building some rapport, and doing a good needs assessment so you can understand how to best serve them. So counseling is very important. About 40% of your time in front of this customer should be spent on counseling with them. The very next thing I've got here, when we're talking about 30% of feature and benefit, this is when you're doing your overall assessment. Mr. Customer, this vehicle has power windows, power locks, power mirrors, cruise control, leather seats, sunroof. Maybe it has a few features that they didn't mention to you, but it's important to do a feature and benefit, because later on when you get into the negotiations of it, you're going to have a much better time building value and holding gross if you spend time on this subject right here, feature and benefit. And it shouldn't take as long as counseling, but pretty close. I'd say about 30% of your time should be spent on just feature and benefit. Leading into the next step, which is your demonstration ride, your demo, spend about 20% of your time there, roughly half the time you spend counseling, test driving the vehicle. A proper demonstration ride is you do an overall walk around before you get in the vehicle. You should get in the driver's seat, put them in the passenger seat, ask them to fasten their seatbelt, take them for a little ride. And the reason you want to go first is because sometimes people say, oh, I don't need to drive it. I never ask. I've already got a copy of their license at this stage, so what I'm going to do is have them take a seat in the front seat. I'm going to sit in the driver's seat. I'm going to show them some features and benefit, and then I'm just going to pull out. And I'm going to go to a park or a quiet street, a route that I know, that I'm familiar with. And then I'm going to ask them to step out so I can show them a few more features. But when we get back in, I'm going to sit in the passenger seat, and they're automatically going to sit in the driver's seat. And that's how you lead into your demonstration round. And again, that should be about half the time you spend on counseling, roughly 20%. And then finally, you're at the close. And the reason the close is at 10% is because you want to spend the least amount of time at the closing table. The more time you spend on these other features and the less time you spend here, the more you'll see it reflected in your gross. Follow a timetable and you'll do just fine. Tip of the day.